Hello friends, welcome back to our UGC NET English channel, your ultimate guide to mastering English literature for UGC NET. Today I bring you an exciting session on the most repeated questions from UGC NET English, spanning 2018 to June 2024 with a detailed explanation to boost your preparation. Before we start, I want to ask you, have you heard about our platinum membership plan? For just rupees 599 and you get access to 20 plus exclusive topic-wise videos, detailed PDFs of most repeated questions, comprehensive coverage of most repeated questions. Perfect for students aiming for NET or GRF. Stay tuned till the end for more details. And now let's begin with the first question. First is, who is considered the father of literary criticism? And options are A. Aristotle, B. Plato, C. Horace, D. Longinus. Pause the video and tell the answer. The correct answer is Aristotle, as he is known as the father of literary criticism for his famous work Poetics. In this book, he explained the rules of drama, poetry, and tragedy, introducing key ideas like plot, character, and catharsis. His work laid the foundation for how we analyze literature today. Now let's see other options. Plato. Plato criticized poetry in his book The Republic, calling it misleading and emotional. So he isn't considered the father of criticism. Horace wrote Ars Poetica, giving advice on writing poetry, but his ideas were based on Aristotle's earlier work. Longinus focused on the beauty and emotional impact of literature on the sublime, but his work came later and built on existing ideas. Aristotle's Poetic made him the first to systematically analyze literature, earning him the title of the father of literary criticism. Which of the terms is not associated with the new criticism? A. Close reading, B. Intentional fallacy, C. Affective fallacy, D. Historical context. Pause the video and tell the answer. The correct answer is D. Historical context, because new criticism focuses on the text itself, not on external factors like history or the author's background. Now let's see explanation of other options. Close reading. New criticism uses detailed analysis of the text's language and structure to understand its meaning. Intentional fallacy. It rejects the idea of interpreting a text based on the author's intended meaning. Affective fallacy. It avoids judging a text based on the reader's emotional reaction. Historical context is a part of a new criticism because it ignores outside influences and focuses only on the text. Next is match the critics with their works. Critics are I.A. Richards, Clint Brooks, W.K. Wimsatt, John Crowe Ransom. And works are Practical Criticism, The Well-Wrought Urn, The Verbal Icon, and The New Criticism. Pause the video and guess the answer. First is first, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. Means I.A. Richards' Practical Criticism. Richards introduced techniques of close reading and practical criticism in his book Practical Criticism. He focused on analyzing the text itself without external references. John Crowe Ransom, The New Criticism. Ransom's work, The New Criticism, is a foundational text that outlines the principles of this literary approach, emphasizing textual analysis. Clint Brooks, The Well-Wrought Urn. Clint Brooks The well-wrought urn is a significant work that illustrates how close reading can reveal a text's unity and meaning. W.K. Wimsatt, The Verbal Icon. Wimsatt's The Verbal Icon explores the importance of the text itself and introduces key concepts like intentional fallacy and affective fallacy. Our next question is, who introduced the concept of objective correlative? A. T.S. Eliot, B. F.R. Lewis, C. Matthew Arnold, D. Harold Bloom. Pause the video and tell the answer. The correct answer is A. T.S. Eliot, because he introduced the term objective correlative. T.S. Eliot explained this idea in his essay Hamlet and His Problem in 1999. It means using objects, events, or situations in a story to create emotions in readers without directly describing those emotions. Now let's see about other options. Matthew Arnold focused on poetry and culture but didn't develop this concept. F.R. Lewis, known for close reading, not objective correlative. Harold Bloom, famous for anxiety of influence, not this term. Object correlative is T.S. Eliot's idea and not related to Arnold, Lewis or Bloom. Next question is, which critic proposed the term negative capability? Options are John Keats, B. Samuel Taylor Coleridge, C. William Wordsworth, D. Percy Bysshe Shelley. Pause the video and guess the answer. The correct answer is A. John Keats, because he proposed the term negative capability. John Keats introduced negative capability in a letter to his brothers in 1817. It means the ability of a poet to accept uncertainty, doubts, and mysteries without needing clear answers or facts. It's about creating beauty and art without forcing explanation. Now let's see other options. Samuel Taylor Coleridge, known for ideas like the imagination and poetic theory. William Wordsworth focused on nature, emotion, and simplicity in poetry. Percy Bysshe Shelley, famous for his visionary poetry but didn't propose negative capability. The term negative capability is unique to John Keats and doesn't relate to Coleridge, Wordsworth or Shelley. Our next question is, according to Longinus, what is the most important element of the sublime? Option A, grandeur of thoughts, B, use of figures of speech, C, noble diction, D, elevated emotions. Pause the video and tell the answer. The correct answer is grandeur of thought, because according to Longinus, it is most important element of the sublime. In On the Sublime, Longinus explained grandeur of thought refers to deep, noble and powerful ideas that inspire awe. Without great ideas, the sublime can't exist even if other elements are used. Now let's see other options. Use of figures of speech enhance the beauty of expression but is secondary to great thought. Noble diction, important for style but not create sublimity alone. Elevated emotion, adds intensity but depends on the grandeur of thought to have an impact. Next question is, in An Apology for Poetry, Sidney defends poetry against which critics' arguments? Options are A. Plato, B. Aristotle, C. Horace, and D. Quintilian. Pause the video and tell the answer. The correct answer is A. Plato, because Sidney specifically counters Plato's criticism of poetry in An Apology for Poetry. In An Apology for Poetry, Sidney defends poetry against Plato's arguments in the Republic. Plato criticized poetry for being an imitation of reality and misguides people and stir emotions, which he considered dangerous. Sidney argues that poetry is a noble art that teaches virtue and inspires moral actions, making it superior to other forms of knowledge. Now let's see other options. Aristotle supported poetry and wrote Poetics, explaining its structure and purpose. Horace praised poetry for its ability to instruct and delight in his works, Ars Poetica. Next is Quintilian, focused on rhetoric and education, not a critic of poetry. Sidney counters Plato's negative view of poetry, presenting it as powerful medium for moral and intellectual growth. Often figures like Aristotle, Horace, Quintilian were not critics of poetry. Our next question is, which of the following critique is associated with the archetypal criticism? Options are A. Northrop Frye, B. Jacques Derrida, C. T.S. Eliot, and D. Terry Eagleton. Pause the video and tell the answer. The correct answer is A. Northrop Frye. Northrop Frye developed archetypal criticism in his book Anatomy of Criticism. These approaches focus on recurring symbols, themes, and patterns in literature, such as the hero's journey, seasons, or universal myths. Now let's see about other options. Jacques Derrida, known for deconstruction, which questions the stability of a meaning in text. T.S. Eliot, associated with New Criticism. Terry Eagleton, a Marxist critic focusing on literature's social and political aspects. Northrop Frye is a key figure in archetypal criticism, unlike Derrida, Eliot, or Eagleton, who are linked to other critical approaches. Our next question is, F.R. Leavius is the most closely associated with the which literary movement? And options are Cambridge Criticism, B. New Criticism, C. Russian Formalism, and D. Structuralism. Pause the video and tell the answer. The correct answer is A. Cambridge Criticism. F.R. Leavius was a part of Cambridge Criticism, which emphasized close reading and moral seriousness in evaluating literature. He focused on the role of literature in shaping culture and values, as seen in works like The Great Tradition. Now let's see about other options. New Criticism focused on the text itself, excluding authorial intent and context, but Leavius' approach included moral and cultural evaluation. Distinguish him from new critics. Russian Formalism concentrated on the structure and techniques of literature, not on moral and cultural criticism like Leavius. Structuralism examines deep structure and systems in texts, which is unrelated to Leavius' focus on literature's moral impact. Our next question is, which critic introduced the term horizon of expectations? Options are Hans Robert Joss, B. Wolfgang Iser, C. Roland Barthes, D. Stanley Fish. Pause the video and guess the answer. The correct answer is Hans Robert Joss. Hans Robert Joss, a key figure in reception theory, introduced the concept of horizon of expectation. It refers to the set of expectation or ideas that a reader brings to the text based on their cultural and historical context. This influences how they interpret and understand a literary work. Now let's see about other options. Wolfgang Iser, known for his work on reader response theory but did not introduce horizon of expectation. Roland Barthes, famous for ideas like death of the author, focusing on how texts are interpreted independently of the author. Stanley Fish, known for interpretive communities, which focus on how groups of readers interpret texts, but not horizon of expectations. Hans Robert Joss introduced the term horizon of expectations, a key idea in understanding how readers' background shape their reading of a text. Friends, that's it for this video. This was a part 1 of most repeated questions on literary theory and criticism. Friends, we'll continue this series in our upcoming videos. And tomorrow we'll see the lecture on literary criticism. 10th day on literary criticism. That's it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more expert guidance. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Best of luck with your preparation. And I'll see you in the next video.